Every leader has a moment, that quiet pause between I think I can, I'm not so sure. Welcome to Tutum Talk with me, Cara. Together, we'll explore what it means to lead with heart, to build confidence not from control, but from connection. Because your leadership isn't about perfection, it's about presence. And when you trust yourself, your team will too. Join me as we explore leadership in the everyday and beyond. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tutum Talk with Cara, where we explore leadership in the everyday and beyond. Today's conversation is a quiet one, but an important one. It's about those moments in life when something you hoped for, something you really believed would happen, doesn't. A role you didn't get, a relationship that didn't continue, an opportunity that fell through, a version of your life that no longer exists. And suddenly, you're standing in a space you didn't plan for, asking yourself, what now? Who am I without that? How does life take shape from here? If you're in that space right now, this episode is for you. And before we begin, I also want to offer a warm note of care for those who are honoring or celebrating Passover and Easter this season. Both holidays, in their own ways, hold themes of transition, of release, of renewal, of becoming. Wherever you are in your own season, I'm wishing you moments of peace, reflection, and gentle hope. There's a kind of grief we don't talk about enough. Not the grief of losing something we had, but the grief of losing something we thought we would have. The future we imagined, the identity we were entering into, the story we had already started telling ourselves. And because it's not always visible to others, it can feel like something we're supposed to just move on from. But here's the truth. You are allowed to grieve what didn't happen. You're allowed to feel the weight of what you had hoped for. You are allowed to pause instead of rushing to make sense of it all. This isn't weakness. This is leadership of self. So often we move through life with a quiet sense of direction. We think, this is where I'm headed. This is who I'm becoming. This is how it's all coming together. And then something shifts. The path we were going along disappears. And what makes this moment so disorienting isn't just the loss, it's the loss of certainty, the loss of orientation, the loss of a story that felt like it made sense. And in that space, it's common to go searching for answers quickly, to fix, to replace, to figure it out. But what if this moment isn't asking you to rush forward? What if it's asking you to sit in the unknown just long enough to reconnect with yourself without the pressure of knowing what comes next? When something falls away, especially something meaningful, it often takes a piece of our identity with it. We start to ask, who am I now? What does this say about me? Did I get it wrong? And this is where I want to gently offer you something. You are not defined by what didn't happen. You are not less capable, less worthy, or less ready because something didn't unfold the way you hoped. Sometimes what falls away creates space for a deeper alignment we couldn't yet see or anticipate. Not in a forced, everything happens for a reason kind of way, but in a quieter, more grounded truth that life is still shaping itself with you, even here. Moving forward doesn't always look like bold steps or big decisions. Sometimes it looks like getting out of bed when it feels heavy. It looks like having one honest conversation. Or it looks like choosing not to abandon yourself in the process. It looks like soft movement. And if you're wondering what your next step is, I want to offer this. What feels grounding today? What feels supportive today? What feels true today? Because when the bigger picture feels unclear, we come back to the present moment again and again. That's how we begin to rebuild, not from pressure, but from presence. And if you're in a season where something didn't go the way you hoped, I want you to know this. You are not behind. You are not off track. You are in a moment of becoming, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. And just like the seasons we're in right now, marked by Passover and Easter, there's something about this time that holds both endings and beginnings, release and renewal, grief and possibility. You don't have to rush to the renewal part, but trust that it's there, waiting patiently for you to arrive when you're ready. And maybe, just maybe, this moment isn't about a door closing on you, but a gentle redirection. Because when one door closes, there are often more doors open down the hall. Doors you couldn't see before. Doors you may not have considered. And doors that require a different version of you to enter through them. The invitation isn't to force your way forward, but to stay curious, to trust deep in your heart that what you're looking for is also looking for you. And that in time, you'll meet it. If this episode resonated with you and you're navigating a season of uncertainty, transition, or quiet rebuilding, you don't have to do that alone. I offer one-on-one coaching as a space to slow down, reflect, and move forward in a way that feels grounded and true to you. You can connect with me through the link in the show notes. And as always, thank you for being here, for doing the work of leading yourself, and for continuing to show up, even when the path looks different than you had expected. I'll see you next time, my friends. Take good care. I know you have a lot of options on how you carve out your day and spend your time, and I'm honored that you decided to spend some time here today at Tutum Talk. Remember that leadership, it isn't something that we master once. It's something we grow into, moment by moment. My hope is that today offered you a little more clarity, a little more courage, and a reminder that you're not leading alone. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need it too. And remember, confidence doesn't come from having all the answers. It grows from connection, curiosity, and the courage to keep showing up. I'm Cara, and this has been Tutum Talk, exploring leadership in the everyday and beyond.